The WNBA has found itself in the middle of a crisis, and it all started with one name, Caitlin Clark. The injury she recently suffered didn't just affect the Indiana Fever, it triggered a domino effect that has shaken the league to its core. Fans are outraged, boycotts are gaining steam, and viewership, which was finally trending upward thanks to Clark's explosive rookie debut, is now collapsing at an alarming rate. The league's most bankable star has been sidelined, and the aftermath is much bigger than anyone anticipated. What was once seen as a new golden era for women's basketball is now at risk of collapsing under the weight of controversy, fan outrage, and organizational silence. Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA with more hype than any rookie in recent memory. After rewriting NCAA history with Iowa, she brought a massive audience with her to the pros. The league had never seen this level of consistent media coverage, sold-out arenas, and online engagement for the women's game. She was filling stadiums that previously struggled to reach half capacity. Her jerseys were flying off shelves. Social media clips of her deep threes and no-look passes were drawing millions of views. Simply put, Caitlin Clark was the engine powering the WNBA's newfound relevance. But with one injury, all of that momentum has come to a screeching halt. What makes the situation even more complicated is how it happened. Many fans believe the WNBA failed to protect Clark, game after game. She was taking hard fouls, many clearly targeting her rather than the ball. There were flagrant hits, questionable officiating decisions, and what some fans labeled as intentional assaults under the guise of tough defense. Yet the league remained mostly silent, choosing not to publicly defend its most valuable player. That silence has now come back to haunt them. Clark's injury didn't just break the hearts of fans, it ignited a firestorm. Almost immediately, social media erupted with frustration. Supporters across the country began calling for accountability. Why wasn't the league doing more to protect her? Why were veteran players allowed to physically target her without consistent consequences? Where was the leadership from Commissioner Kathy Engelbert? These questions poured in nonstop, and the lack of answers only added fuel to the fire. Soon after the injury was confirmed, hashtags like #BoycottWNBA and #StandWithClark began trending on X and Instagram. Prominent figures in sports media voiced their disappointment, not just over the injury, but how preventable it may have been. Fans who had just started watching the WNBA because of Clark were suddenly pulling away. Many said they wouldn't watch another game until the league addressed the issue. It wasn't just about her getting hurt, it was about the way she was treated before that happened. Numbers don't lie. In just 1 week following Clark's injury, viewership for nationally televised games dropped by over 25%. Social media engagement has slowed dramatically. Ticket resale prices for games not involving the Indiana Fever have dropped, and even some sponsors are reportedly reconsidering their partnerships if the league doesn't take stronger action to ensure player safety and fair officiating. The economic ripple effect of losing Caitlin Clark, even temporarily, has been severe. It's not just casual fans backing away season ticket holders, and longtime supporters are also voicing their frustration. Some argue the league missed a major opportunity to build around a generational talent. Instead of promoting her as the face of the WNBA and ensuring her long-term health and safety, they allowed a culture of jealousy and resentment to fester. Other players' bitterness over her media attention seemed to turn into physical aggression on the court, and officials often let it slide. The perception now is that the league was either blind to it or, worse, complicit. Clark's absence from the court has made every game feel different. Her magnetic presence, confidence, and sheer skill elevated the level of play. Without her, the energy just isn't the same. Fans tuning in now are quick to notice that the games feel slower, the crowd reactions quieter, and the narrative far less compelling. The WNBA was riding a wave, and Clark was the tide. Now that she's gone, everything feels flat. Adding insult to injury, the league's public response has been shockingly minimal. No press conference, no policy changes, no clear plan of action. That silence has angered fans even more. They expected a league that prides itself on empowerment and community to rally around one of its own, especially someone who brought so much attention and revenue into the system. Instead, there's been a deafening void, as if hoping the storm would pass without having to answer any tough questions. Former players and analysts have also chimed in, many pointing fingers at the league office. They say that WNBA was unprepared for the magnitude of Clark's popularity. Instead of adjusting to the spotlight she brought, they allowed old rivalries, locker room politics, and inconsistent refereeing to continue unchecked. The result? A rookie who was supposed to be the future of the league is now injured, and the product on the court is suffering. Even more troubling is the tone of resentment coming from within the league itself. Some current players have been caught liking or even posting shady comments about Clark's injury, sparking backlash from fans. While competitiveness is part of any sport, the level of hostility Clark faced during her rookie season was unprecedented. The fans saw it, the media saw it, but the WNBA didn't act on it, and now they're paying the price. The Indiana Fever, who had begun building a real identity around Clark, are scrambling. Without her, their offensive flow has struggled. Attendance has dipped. Merchandise sales are slowing. The team that once had the nation's attention is now dealing with the harsh reality of losing its star, and with no clear timeline for her return, uncertainty looms over the rest of the season. This isn't just about one injury, it's about how one player can transform an entire league, and how mishandling that opportunity can unravel years of progress. Clark's impact was undeniable, but the league's inability to protect and support her sends a message to future stars. This may not be a safe or welcoming environment. That message could cost the WNBA future prospects, sponsors, and fans alike. There's still time for the WNBA to course correct, but it's going to take more than PR spin. Fans want accountability. They want transparency. They want to know that the league values its players, not just as athletes, but as people. Caitlin Clark's injury was a wake-up call. Whether the league chooses to ignore it or act on it will define the WNBA's future for years to come. Now, though the panic is real, the boycott is growing, and unless swift action is taken, the league may find itself losing far more than one player. It may lose the trust of an entire generation of new fans.